The time has finally come for Universe 7 to throw down with the three most powerful warriors from Universe 11. This week's episode is an epic manly sandwich layered with punches, kicks, and massive explosions. And even Vegeta gets to throw down with the most powerful warrior from Universe 11, Jiren. This week's episode, my friends, for lack of a better word, was freaking awesome. The very first episode of Dragon Ball Super in 2018 wastes no time in getting to the amazing battle between Universe 7 and Universe 11. Guys, this episode was just plain awesome. I think we can all agree the second half of the episode, the art just sort of kicked it all the way up to 9,000. It was insane. It looked really great. It was the type of stuff that I love seeing in the Dragon Ball series when they go the extra mile to make it look that much better. This is a really classic episode right here. The beginning battles between universes 7 and 11 are great. There's a lot of really cool matchups, so let's talk about all of them. So basically, the episode opens in just the coolest, manliest way that it possibly could, with Goku casually walking up to Jiren, and Jiren sort of just amusing Goku by doing just the same thing. Goku powers up, it causes a massive explosion, and before you know it, both universes just start fighting each other, and we start to get some really great matchups. We have Toppo, who is throwing down against Gohan and Android 17, and my personal theory is that this battle is eventually going to end with the defeat of Android 17, probably doing something to help out Gohan in the long run, maybe from actually exiting the ring, or greatly damaging Toppo to some sort of effect. I honestly see, like, sort of him being, like, the final matchup against Toppo. It certainly makes sense, and it would be a great way to really showcase how strong Gohan has actually become. But the battle between these two, or these three really, is just freaking awesome. It looks really great. There's a lot of classic moments, like with Toppo just dominating everyone with his extreme size and power. There's a great moment where 17 hits him directly in the face with a ki blast. It's really freaking satisfying. Really, I just can't wait to see more from that. But the one that surprises me the most has got to be Frieza versus Dispo. I don't know what it is about this fight, but it's just one of the most unique things that I've actually seen from the Dragon Ball series. I love that they've taken a classic villain who, unlike Piccolo and Vegeta and Majin Buu, have decided to become best friends of the main core cast of characters. You have this villain who still is planning something really evil, and he's suddenly getting beaten up by a giant intergalactic purple space rabbit. And it's just fun. It's crazy in the best ways possible, especially because Dispo is able to dodge all of Frieza's attacks, and even Frieza tries to catch him off guard with his tail and wrapping it around Dispo's arm, which he completely takes advantage of by running away with Frieza, grabbing him by the face and slamming it against a rock face, and then just skidding it across it, probably leaving a lot of really nasty scratches right on Frieza's very distinct jawline. It's just awesome, and I cannot wait to see more from it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this battle. Like I said, we're going to have, in my opinion, it's going to be Toppo going up against Gohan, Dispo going up against Frieza, and that of course leaves us with Goku and Vegeta going up against Jiren. Now, this battle could go so many different ways. I mean, Vegeta and Goku could do the whole Vegito thing again and go up against Jiren, and I almost expect to sort of see that, but I'd like them to sort of break the mold on this one a little bit. Still, a part of me wants Vegeta to be the winner of this entire tournament, but it's just not going to happen. It's going to be Goku eventually. And this episode right here, I honestly think is kind of like the beginning of the end for Vegeta. I mean, this episode right here, he just brought everything he had to the table going up against Jiren. After Goku and him had a very short little sparring match, Vegeta just gets in there and starts bringing the heat. He even goes as far as able to dodge this one big attack from Jiren where he punches Gatling style just like Luffy from One Piece, and almost Ultra Instinct-like, he's able to dodge every single one and actually gets one solid punch right into Jiren, which greatly shocks him, which leads to another great bit of choreography between the two characters, which just looks incredible, mostly due to the artwork and just the fact that it's moving so fast and everything just feels like it really hurts when they get hit. It's just awesome. I really can't do it any justice. Like, the one scene that really sticks out in my mind is the one moment where Jiren looks like he is getting beaten back, but finally he starts to fight back against Vegeta, rushing towards him, and then eventually he, like, slams him on the ground and hits him with a ki blast, which sends him flying across the entire arena. It's just freaking solid. That's when Vegeta decides that in order to take down Jiren, he's going to have to use his signature, most powerful technique, the Final Flash, which looks really awesome in this episode right here. He powers it up. He launches it at Jiren. It looks really devastating. He takes the hit. He's on the ground when suddenly he disappears, and he's right in front of Vegeta. Has a huge Ki Blast powered up right at his stomach and just hits him at point-blank range, which traps him in this, like, big force field, which constantly shocks and explodes around him, and just completely tanks him in one shot. He's there on the ground, hanging out in a crater. We don't know if he's going to be able to continue on, but if you want to be spoiled by it, just check out the preview for the next episode. And there's also a brand new ending this week, which is really catchy in that old-school sort of anime poppy kind of way. I really do enjoy it. I especially love the visuals of all of the individual universes and everything. It's just great stuff. So, what's the rundown on this episode of Dragon Ball Super? This episode was awesome. Really, really awesome. Not like the best episode of the series or anything, but it certainly got a lot of really classic moments, and I'm just glad that the beginning battle between the two looked really awesome, and it had some fantastic animation. More so, like I said, on the artwork side of things, like, there were some really great animated moments in terms of, like, the speed and the impact of the attacks, like when Vegeta, like, kicks Jiren right in the stomach, and it's followed by them constantly just ramming into each other and teleporting around each other. It's done so solidly, and yet it's stuff that we've seen in Dragon Ball before, but the camera angles that they use and some of the camera sweeps that they do are things that we haven't seen in Dragon Ball, and it makes it seem fresh and fun and awesome and really explosive, and they're really doing a great job of justifying Jiren's power. The moment where he hits Vegeta with that force field attack, which then just ends with a massive explosion, it's just awesome. I love all the matchups, too. I really can't wait to see where they're all going to go. Even with the whole Vegeta versus Jiren thing, though, I'm actually more interested in Frieza versus Dispo. This is a fight that I really can't wait to see how it's actually going to end. I'd actually like to see Frieza win, but that's only because I want to see how far Frieza's plan is actually going to go with this Tournament of Power. A part of me wants to see him win just to see how far and crazy he'll go with the Super Dragon Balls and become this, like, intergalactic evil god of destruction, which I think would be really, really insane. And when I say God of Destruction, I don't mean like the title of God of Destruction, just God of Destruction as is. Just a super powerful dude who can even go past Zeno. I don't even know if that would be possible, but it would add a brand new threat to the series by bringing in another classic villain, a villain that I really love, and still watching him interact with these characters is still just surreal, to say the least. I absolutely love it. Also, I do love that they brought all of the remaining gods and the angels and the fighters from Universe 7 and 11 all together really close. So this way we can have a lot of tense interactions between all of the characters, and maybe they can even build upon some of the other gods of destruction and angels in this scene. It's going to be really cool. I also do love that the planet Namek clock is back. There was 9 minutes left at the beginning of this battle. By the end of this episode, when all this crazy stuff was going on, only 1 minute had actually passed the entire time. That's how fast these guys are moving, or that's just how ridiculous the time is in Dragon Ball. You can take it or leave it however you like it. What I will say is, this episode was just awesome and really fun to look at. Just lots of classic Dragon Ball imagery kicked up to 11, just the way that I like it. Some new things that we haven't seen before, especially from Jiren, who is just so ridiculously awesome. The way he just walks up to Goku in the beginning of the episode, doesn't even like try to power up or do anything. They're doing a great job of really making him seem so insurmountable, and I can't wait to see the moments where finally we start to see the cracks in his armor. I don't know if it's going to be Goku or Vegeta that's going to do it, but we're going to have to see. A little bit of a spoiler warning from here if you don't want to, you know, see what happened in the preview for the next episode. But in the preview, they mentioned that apparently Vegeta's going to have a form beyond Super Saiyan Blue that's, like, entirely unique to him. I don't know if this is just some weird wording or something was lost in translation, but if Vegeta's going to get some sort of new form in the next episode, that's going to be really cool. It could have just been the subs that I was watching. I'm not really sure. It's hard to say. I had to go to an outside source for this episode, I do have to admit, because this episode was so hyped up by everyone that it pretty much just made Crunchyroll crash, and they still haven't even aired the episode yet. I will eventually go back and rewatch the official subs, though, and I as always say, I like to support the official releases. I'm always looking forward to picking up the Blu-ray releases of these from Funimation, so keep it up, Funimation. I'll keep buying them. So this was a great episode right here. Action-packed, super classic. I'm giving this one right here a 5 out of 5. Just good, awesome, fun. Watch it with your friends and totally enjoy the epic beginning between the battle of Universe 7 and Universe 11. Who's going to win? Who's going to survive? What do you want to see? What did you think of this episode? Tell me all your thoughts in the comments section below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball Super videos, as well as a ton of other anime videos. I have a lot of big plans coming up here in 2018. 2019. There's going to be a lot of new reviews coming to the channel in the next couple of days. A lot of weird brand new shows have started in the winter season, and I gotta talk about some of them, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, stay Dandel, baby.